I give it all that I got will never stop. I give it all, straight to the top, will never stop. I give it all that I have, I let it be, cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. Yeah, all that I got, I give it everything. They lost the plot, they think I'm menacing. They wanna talk, but I ain't settling. Circle is tight, feeling like better rings. Whole lot of globe fighting, man, they don't know nada. Bro, gotta show something to me and go harder. So proper, nah, not that, we sure gotta. Me, 100 degrees tougher than Booker T. Couldn't agree more, but could it be? I think higher than them all. Truthfully, my pen fire and then some. Apply the addendum. Take this whole thing for ransom. Give it all I got for attention. Nah, the mention of life well lived, for instance. Give it all.
The magic number tonight is 3. Round 3 of the Division 7 state playoffs. The Danville Blue Devils are looking to reach the regional final for their 3rd straight season. On the other side, the Miller Falcons are looking for their 3rd playoff win, not only in the last 3 weeks, but in their school's history. Both teams are 10-2. Both teams have some of the most passionate fans in Division 7, and you'll see them all out in full action tonight. Paul Culver Jr. Stadium could very well host a classic here tonight in the fields of Southeast Ohio, and we'll have it all for you here live and free on Facebook and YouTube on the OH Report.
I would say that we definitely have had a lot of juice going into this game. When the other team has mottos something like, MPT or most physical team out there, it really lights a fire underneath their butts. We want to get after it. We want to show that we're the most physical team on the field.
Obviously, we don't like to lose, but, the 2 losses we have this year have obviously had a lot of success. Every team kind of clicks at its own time, and I think ours started to click really around that Centerburg game, and that, they've been able to get better and better each week. So, obviously, you want that team to be able to click at the right time, and I think we have, and we're going to keep that going on towards the playoffs, or through the playoffs.
We're coming off a win, last game at home. It's going to feel great, moving on to a different environment, getting a feel for things. I know our crowd's going to come with us, so it's just going to be another business trip.
Pretty jacked, pretty ready. Northmore definitely got us ready for this season, because taking a big loss like that really was a turning point for us, and I feel like it lit a fire and really come out here and perform.
They want to run the ball. They're very similar to us, I'd say. So we got to be able to stop their run game and execute ours. At the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. So.
Feeling great. I feel like we had good 2 days of practice. Feel like our Thursday practice is going to be good, and we're going to go execute.
Our season kind of could have went in 2 different directions. Could have packed it in, went 5-5 probably. Or we could have buckled it up, went back to work and go 8-2 and go on a playoff run. That's exactly what these guys did. And it starts with our captains, our seniors that you just spoke to, and we just have a really good group of seniors that have been leading us in the right direction. So we're going to follow that as long as we can.
Both is back, so go to Siren Wallace on 4th down and 3. He breaks out, and he's gone. Fullback give. Great misdirection, and here goes Josh Byers to join the Danville Rush Party.
D7 on 3, 1, 2, 3, D-Falcons!
Defending K-MAC champs, play here.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Dom Scott with us from Miller High School, and they're making quite the historic run, and we're getting ready for kickoff here in a couple of moments, but wanted to talk to you first before the game and just ask you a couple questions about your program. Just talk about what it has meant these last couple of weeks, just getting back-to-back wins, your first 2 ever playoff wins in program history.
I think special would probably be the best word. Like yesterday, we had a pep rally and everything. Community won down at the football field, and there was people, people just coming out congratulating us and just saying, "Hey, you guys have done a great job." Walking the halls, kids are excited. I've had 8th graders already telling me that they want to play football next year. So that's my biggest goal, is just to build this program and just keep moving forward, and it just buzz around the community. Like, to me, football, I love football. I wish we could play year round, and just the buzz and how happy everybody is with everything. It's special. It's great. It's a great feeling. And the coaches feel the same way. The boys do as well. It's just fun. It's a fun time to be playing football. Middle of November, almost Thanksgiving, and we're still talking about high school football.
Yeah, and it's exciting also because now you got the #1 team in the region, and you got a chance to prove yourselves even more. So Coach Bloom told me yesterday that this is a team that plays very similar to you guys. It's going to be 2 teams with similar play styles going at it. So how does it feel knowing that you have that sort of advantage to where you know that how they're going to play, and it's going to be very similar to you? And what have you guys taken in practice to get ready for the Blue Devils this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. That's literally when we met, as coaches met Sunday, we said, "Hey, we're playing ourselves." I mean, if you look at the stats and everything, quarterback stats to running, I mean, it's very, very similar. Tackle, I mean, it's amazing. That's kind of what us coaches said. We're like, "Hey, we got to prepare like we're playing ourselves," and that's exactly what we did. Watch film and came up with game plans, and yeah, I mean, it could be special for us. We just want to keep playing. I know the boys are ready for Friday.
And I know you can say that metaphorically, but what about mentally as well? Because there could be some times where you could make some mental mistakes. It happens every week. But what's the key to keeping that at bay, especially against a team of this quality?
Honestly, kind of like last week when we played Central Catholic, first kickoff of the game, Xander Bice fumbled it. And here's the thing, he's a junior. If that would have been freshman Xander, I think he would have put his head down, and that would have been it for him. But junior, I told him, I'm like, buddy, I'm not even mad at you. Part of the game, it happens. Keep playing. The kid ended up with over 200 yards rushing, bunch of tackles. So it's one of those things, we can't panic because Danville's been there. They've won a lot of playoff games. They're a perennial powerhouse. So they're going to have good plays. They're going to make, the big play. We have to find a way to just keep playing football. And I'm not going to scream and yell at that. Like, just keep playing. The break in the game will come for us, but it's got to be defensively 11 hats to the ball, offensively, get a hat on a hat and just keep pushing the line of scrimmage. We have to dictate the line of scrimmage, and we have to push the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and this is definitely a team that's just kept playing football. It just feels like even though they fell short of an MSL title, losing to Grove City Christian halfway through the year, they're still pushing forward and making history regardless. So what's it like having a team that's willing to put one task aside and just keep focusing on the next step?
Yeah, I mean, you said it well. So we talked like, hey, here's our goals. We want to win the first playoff game, but hey, let's capture a league title. We knew Grove City was going to be the team to beat coming into the season. We knew that. So, early, and it's kind of nice playing them early on. So that's our first goal. Like, hey, keep winning football games and let's win that league title. Didn't happen. So then these boys are like, coach, they're like, let's win that first playoff game. We've been there twice. Like now's the year. Like, let's finish this. Let's get that first playoff win. Everybody's been talking about it. I think the 99 team lost by 1 point. We wanted to kind of get over that hump, to get over that hill and be the first ones to do it.
And now you're here looking for your 3rd consecutive playoff win, which would be your 3rd ever, of course. So what do you think are the keys to take down Danville today?
Keys defensively, we have to adjust to what they're giving us and make tackles. We have to stop them, get them in 4th down situations. We want them to punt the ball. We try to get those 3 and outs. If they are having long drives, force a turnover, get the ball back. So that way our offense has a chance to put some points on the board.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. Yeah, Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hear them cheer. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hear them cheer. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. Ruthless, ruthless. Give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless.
Time now for our pregame show brought to you by Valley ATV in Danville. Jonathan Langdon alongside Brandon Ehrenberg ready to go for a Region 27 semifinal between the Danville Blue Devils and the Miller Falcons. Brandon, this is a game in Sheridan, just 20 minutes south of Newark and just 20 minutes away from Miller. So this seems more like a home game for the away side, ranked 5th compared to Danville being number 1.
Yeah, it's just kind of how the cookie crumbled location-wise. There's a game already happening in Newark where we know Northmore is playing there. That probably would have been a little bit closer for the Blue Devils, but this is just how things ended up. We ended up in Sheridan, so nice, beautiful facility for some good night of football.
And we're going to see both of these teams compete very soon, but first let's go ahead and take a look at the opposition. The Miller Falcons having their best season in program history. 10-2 is their record, just like Danville. Last 2 weeks have been their first playoff wins ever, so uncharted territory for Miller. What does that do for them right now in this game against Danville?
You don't know what you don't know. Like, you know that you're coming in with high expectations for yourself. It's your first time in the playoffs. We won your 2 games, so you're undefeated in the playoffs in your perspective. You know Danville is a good team, but like I said, you don't know what you don't know. Young teams can often surprise more veteran and experienced teams just because they're hungry for it.
Yeah, so there is a lot of youth on this team. We'll talk about that in a moment, but also want to talk about some of the veteran leadership they have, and doesn't get much more veteran when talking about Logan Dowdy. So he's a senior, stands 6'2", 170. He will be the play caller on the field for the offense for this Miller team, and you see there he's kind of a dual threat sort of quarterback. So if you're a Danville fan, think of Blake Sipes from Fredericktown. That's the sort of threat that he brings, both running the ball and both passing it over the air.
Yeah, he's very explosive on the ground, whether he's handing it off or running it himself. He's very misleading on a fake when he's keeping it or when he's handing it off. It's kind of hard to tell when he's giving it. But yeah, he's not afraid to throw the ball either.
Yeah, so just shy of 2,000 all-purpose yards. He may very well reach that threshold here today. So now for Danville. This is a team we followed all season long. The last 3 weeks have been dominant, to say the least. You see right on there the differential in their 7-game winning streak, 249-30. But something else that I've brought up multiple times before is that these last 2 weeks in the playoffs, they have won by a combined score of 114-2.
Yeah, it's incredible. They just need to stay consistent. They know how they want to play the football. They want to establish the run, get it going, run up the score a little bit by half, and then kind of peruse the rest of the game. If they can do that again, I don't see why they won't be successful.
Player spotlight for Danville. We'll go ahead and stick with the same position. Jacob Hackman has been on a heater these last 2 weeks. Only 2 games this season he's gone over 100 yards passing, and luckily for the Danville Blue Devils, it's been the last 2 weeks. He went over 160 yards against Notre Dame.
Well, looking at the regular season, everybody knows that Danville's going to run the ball. So what do? They put the ball in the air, 200-yard passing games in the playoffs. That's just changing up what you've been doing all season, and it looks like it's working for the Devils.
Yeah, so Danville through the air, they've been able to get things going offensively. And then also defensively, you got to remember, this is a defensive-minded team that's led by a head coach that is an offensive coordinator that's really good at changing up play calls, confusing the defense. So my key to victory for Miller tonight is to do that on your side. What's new? What are you going to change in your playbook? What are you going to bring today that you have not brought at all season? Got to confuse that Danville defense. And then also the front lines, specifically on the defensive end. Brandon, this team plays an interesting play style that a lot of Danville fans are going to take notice of from the get-go.
Yeah, they run a 5 front on their defensive line, so that will leave the pass game exposed for a little bit, but they believe that they can get enough pressure with their 5 front down linemen to stop the run game and force you into a passing situation where they can get to the quarterback with their 2 edge rushers. And they do cause a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, so the turnovers, that's going to be another big key for Miller, and that was something that Coach Scott told us about in the pregame. If you were with us just a couple of moments ago, it was great to talk to him. And then now for Danville, keys to victory for them. Keep Miller guessing, just like I talked about Miller. What are you going to bring to the table? We know that they've had a ton of trick plays up their sleeve these last couple of games. In the Devil Dog game, they brought out a Statue of Liberty play. They also had a 2-point conversion where they let their running back, Aiden Burke, throw it into the end zone and find his quarterback, Jacob Hackman, for a receiving 2-point conversion. So they're able to change up their plays. And then also the second level, I think defensively this game will be won or lost by the linebackers for this Danville defense.
Yeah, they kind of showed in their offense they're very creative and they're very explosive. We know they're a run-dominant team, but they're not afraid to put the ball in the air, and they're not afraid to do it in creative ways.
Taking it out to the field. Big crowd on hand, and rightfully so, for this historic team out of Miller, as there's a big crowd right ahead. And the Miller Falcons 10-2 in the year. They did not win the Mid-State League Cardinal Division, but they came in second place just like their adversaries, the Danville Blue Devils, who will now make their way out to the field. And since I looked down here about 30 minutes ago, crowd was a little bit lower for Danville, but of course they've all shown up just on time, ready to go for this Blue Devil team in the regional semifinal.
Well, yeah, it's quite a hike from Danville down here. It's like, about an hour drive, so it took them a little bit longer to get here, but they did show up.
Here they are, and here's the team as well. Tunnels all lined up and ready to go. Danville Blue Devils, they have been at this very spot in the playoffs for 3 straight years. Can they send themselves back to another regional final? We will find out here today. 10-2 on the year, 6-1 in the KMAC, second in the KMAC, but still as strong as ever. Here come the Danville Blue Devils. Time ticking on that pregame clock as Danville will wear their blue just like they did last week for the last time at Tough Street Stadium, and now driving about an hour, 15 minutes to get here. They still have the home field advantage, it feels like, just with all these fans that have rolled in at the last moment. And also something I want to bring up about that is as I was walking up and down the bleachers, wasn't just Danville fans. Saw some Clear Fork out there, also saw a little bit of Northmore. Interestingly enough, because they're playing up in Newark, maybe they'll go and make a stop up there on the way back if this one gets out of hand. And then also even their arch rival, the East Knox Bulldogs, they have a couple people out here supporting. I saw a couple varsity jackets as well. So it tells you about the community that even though it's a different school same area, and they like to support their teams.
Well, that's kind of how playoff football is. Even when your team's out or if there's a team closer game to you, you kind of just want to show up and watch some football.
So Danville won the toss. They elected to give the ball to Miller here to start this game. So the kickoff incoming from Caleb Lucas. Remember, last week he had an onside kick that he recovered himself, a Pat McAfee-style play. Went right to midfield, right at the center of the field as well, and right at 11 yards he was able to scoop it up. We'll see if he's got something crafted here to start for this. Caleb Lucas squares it up, and we are underway. It is a squib kick. Takes quite the wicked bounce. Good reach there by Miller to retain this return. And up to the 22-yard line is where the Miller Falcons will start their first drive. And Brandon, already you can tell this crowd is going to be loud here today.
Oh, yeah, it's a playoff football, Jonathan. The atmosphere is always great, whether you're home or away. Everybody's going to be loud. Everybody's going to be cheering. Everybody's ready for this game.
So out trots the quarterback for Corning Miller. That's Logan Dowdy, the senior, stands 6'2", 170, 853 pass yards, 1,037 rush yards. So he can take it himself with his feet. He'll be in the shotgun here to start with two receivers on the far side. Keep an eye on the offensive line as well. That will be quite a battle for them as they give it to Xander Bice. A big hit. Gets this one started. And that is one of the best tacklers in the state right there. Josh Byers, 165 tackles. That's fourth on the Max Preps list.
Yeah, Danville's linebackers love to play downhill. They love to find the run and go get the ball, and there's an example right there.
So Miller eaten up on first down. That will make it 2nd and 11 on the TFL for Josh Byers. That is, as I said, his 166th now tackle of the season. Switch up on the defensive end. Here for 2nd down, and now we see an early timeout called by Miller. Lost track of time and some confusion as well. Danville also switched things up on their defensive side to make Corning think about it a little bit more.
What a start to this game. A massive hit on first down.
And they force Miller into an early timeout, just one play into the game from scrimmage. So 11:06 on the clock. Here comes 2nd down and 11. Ball on the 21-yard line of the Falcons. Man in motion, that's Bobby Richmond. Two tight ends on the right side. That's the way that they will go. It's a keeper, and Danville sniffs it out.
Now, Danville's going to run a little bit of a different style of defense than Miller. They're going to have 3 down linemen. They're going to have 5 linebackers. But 2 of their outside linebackers are going to line up almost as outside linemen, but they're kind of just waiting and reading to see what the quarterback and running back does. Very patient, and that gives their middle linebackers that middle lanes to blitz and go downhill.
And when I talked to a couple of the position coaches at practice on Wednesday, they talked about how similar this offense is from Miller to Fredericktown and how similar their strategies are going to be in trying to defend this Falcon team. Here's 3rd down and long. Down the field they go, past the secondary. There's a completion just shy of the 50. Landon Hamilton, no touches last week, but here he is early.
Yeah, as we've said in the pregame, both teams are very run dominant, so you got to change it up every once in a while. There Miller ran a play action play there, got a quarterback rolling out with a guard blocking for him. Landon Hamilton's wide, open downfield, and good play.
Here's a jet sweep. This is their kind of do-it-all back with Noah LeMaster. That time he only gets 1 yard. But 2nd down, Coach Scott was excited about Noah LeMaster and what he's been able to bring this team. He had 2 touchdowns last week, both in the 4th quarter. And here he is getting an early involvement, just a yard, but he's got some speed.
Yeah, he kind of mentioned that he's almost a utility player. They can put him at receiver, they can put him at running back. Wherever they need a explosive, quick play outside, that's normally the guy they'll give it to.
So here's 2nd down and 9 on the 49-yard line of of Miller, just shy of midfield. 4 rush, the quarterback. It is a keeper, and it's a solid gain for Miller to the 45 of the Blue Devils.
It's the one downside of having your linebackers so heavily going downhill is that when they do blitz like that, that can leave the gap open if they over-pursue.
And Dowdy read that, was able to stay away from Byers, who had a big hit on the first play of this drive. Ran right past him and into enemy territory, as now we see 3rd down and 3. So very, very manageable right here for this Miller offense. Solid drive to start here for the visitors. But they're just playing 25 minutes away. They're much closer than their adversaries, Danville, who drove an hour 15 to get here. 3rd down and 3. To the outside they go, and snuffed up is Dowdy by the Danville defense.
Yeah, they opted to go for the QB keep there because it worked last play, but this time they go outside. And what you have the edge and the outside linebacker waiting, so that's a 2-on-1 quarterback against a defensive lineman and outside linebacker, and 2 most of the time will always beat that 1.
So now we see 4th down, and Miller's looking like they're going to punt here. So Bobby Richmond, that is their punter, number 84. Last week just punted once for 46 yards. See if he can get similar success. This would be a 46-yard punt if he could get it down to the 1.
Yeah, in pregame he was kicking from the 50 and is getting it to about the 10.
Richmond takes the snap, so a conservative play call from Coach Scott. We'll see Danville return this. Here goes Siren Wallace to the outside. Breaks a couple tackles. He's thrown forward to the 25. There is a flag, however, in the backfield.
Yeah, it looks like they might call an illegal blindside hit there.
So if that is correct, we'll get the officials' call and then we'll take a look. Referee's pointing to around the 15, so that's where the foul's committed, and from there it should be half distance to the goal. Yep, exactly right. Here's your second look, brought to you by Danville's Feed and Supply. You'll see it right there. Chris Mosier is going to get picked up for that. A block in the backfield. However, Danville does take over the football, and they will start their first drive after that half the distance penalty at the 7-yard line. So here come the Blue Devils, led by Jacob Hackman. Last 2 weeks, he's gone over 100 yards passing both times. That's the first time, or 2 weeks ago was the first time he was able to pass that threshold this season. They'll give it off here to Aiden Burke. His first carry of the day is a solid one for a first down.
Yeah, it's the one gap where there isn't anybody at for Miller. They have their defensive end on the outside, and their interior defensive lineman is more shaded to the inside of the guard. So they're blocking him down, they're blocking the defensive end out, and they're running right up that tackle gap.
Miller took about 4 minutes off the clock with their drive. Here is the second play on this drive for Danville. It is a new set, 1st down and 10. Jacob Hackman, a quarterback keeper, goes to the left side. He'll get taken down at about a 6-yard gain.
They pulled both guards and a running back out front to block for the quarterback on that play. Able to get outside and get a good, decent gain.
So Hackman recently named to the second team All-KMAC. Able to get a couple yards through the ground. That's somewhere where he hasn't really been able to get going, but he's kind of not really had to. He's given the running backs their time to get some yardage, and that's exactly what they have done. We'll see if they start going to those backs here soon. Josh Byers is in the backfield, a fullback. They'll send him in motion. This is Siren Wallace. Siren will follow his blocker. He'll now zoom out to the sideline, and he's down just shy of midfield.
Great play design. You get the receiver coming on a jet sweep, but it's really a toss. They get him the ball in the backfield and get him to the outside, and he's got some wheels.
Xander Bice able to get back there for the tackle. So now the Blue Devils will be at the 49, their own, on this near side hash for first down and 10 with 6:22 and rolling. It was actually out of bounds, so clock will be stopped for the moment. 13 seconds on the play clock. Here's that same formation again. Man in motion, it's Levi Ferre. Hackman, play action, has to get rid of it, and he does, but almost could have been an interception in the area. There was Jordan Elson.
Yeah, great pressure on the play there by number 57, Tucker Morgan. Almost got to get to the sack on the play and just had to throw the ball away, and dangerous pass almost. Could have been incomplete or could have been intercepted. It was a little bit higher.
Yeah, so Jordan Elson doesn't have any interceptions so far in the season. That could have been his first one if Hackman threw it just a little bit higher. But Hackman able to get it away. Here's 2nd and 10. Still on the Danville 49. Two receivers will line up. Mickley to the near side, and far side goes Levi Ferre, the senior. Here goes Mickley in motion. They'll give to Aiden Burke. Flag thrown. Burke will shove one down, and he's got plenty of space. In the red zone now, he's got one to beat. He'll just run out of bounds, and I think he knows that flag may be on Danville. So we'll check that.
That'll be a hold on Danville. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
And that it is. So erase that big run from Aiden Burke. That was just his second carry. And on his second carry last week against Notre Dame, he scored a 65-yard touchdown. That one wasn't going to be a touchdown, but it was just as good of a rush. But it is erased, and with 6:07 left, we've now got 2nd and 20 for the Blue Devils. Levi Ferre is in motion. They'll give it to him on a sweep. He's got plenty of blockers down the field, and he'll be pulled by the jersey right back to the original line of scrimmage.
Another quick jet sweep to a receiver coming across the field with tons of blockers. When you're pulling guards and have tight ends out there like that, you're outnumbering the defense. So the defense has to recover to try and make a play, and they're able to do that to stop them for about a 3rd and 8. Through those penalties, come back and kill you.
So Danville does a good job getting themselves into a solid situation, 3rd and medium. And yeah, you're right, those penalties are killing Danville, just the one. But also, you got to remember on the punt return, on the second one on the punt return that sent them back to the 7 to start their drive. Here is 3rd and 8. It is a give to Siren Wallace. He'll get to the outside of the D-line, and he may be tackled short. So it'll be really close. We'll see if they have to get the chain game. Looks like they'll give it to him, so first down Danville.
Yeah, that's the danger of running a 5-man defensive line. If your outside ends are not able to contain, that leaves your linebackers who are inside to try and make an open field tackle out pretty far. They have to give chase and try to track down the runner.
So there is a hangout first down. Blue Devils, plenty of guys on that line. They've got Siren Wallace in as a back. They'll give it to him. The freshman gets spun around and taken down by Noah LeMaster. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 on the 35. Actually move it back to the 36 on the scoreboard. Hackman will go back to the shotgun. Mickley and Spalding on the near side as receivers. They'll give to Aiden Burke. He breaks through close to the 20. And there is another first down.
Yeah, when they want to run the ball inside, they're going right at the tackle gap in between the end and the defensive tackle. They're collapsing that defensive tackle, pushing the end out, and they're running right up the tackle gaps. If they're not doing that, they're faking that, bringing the defensive ends in and then running outside, and then it's linebacker versus quick running back.
So you're saying that they're keeping the entire field available, and it's up to Miller. It's kind of a guessing game for them right now. Another new set of downs. Hackman fakes the handoff to Burke. He'll throw near side. Here's Aiden Mickley, the sophomore. He'll push forward for some more yards, close to the 16.
That's a change of tendency play. They run the ball, they run the ball, they run the ball. Now they're sprinkling in a little bit of a passing game to try and keep the Miller defense honest.
So right now the Blue Devils getting consistent yards. Just that flag slowed down their drive. So with 3.5 minutes to go, gotta like the pace that they're on right now, getting close to the red zone, and with that, the end zone. Byers in as a fullback. Here's a motion for Wes Payne. Welcome back to the junior. He is going to get taken down in the backfield, however. That's a big momentum play, Brandon, because you bring in Wes Payne, who hasn't played in 2 weeks, and Miller's able to stop him on his first carry.
Yeah, coming off of an injury in a playoff game, you want to play, you want to get one of your better players in the game, but you also want to protect him just in case there's any lingering issues from that injury.
Yeah, so Wes, he's taken down for a loss of 2. Now we've got another one of those 3rd and mediums, and Danville doesn't have to throw the football. They had a 3rd and 8 earlier on this drive where they decided to give it to an outside handoff to Siren Wallace. They'll move him in motion. They'll see if they go to him again. Here's the play action. Hackman rolling out. Looks like he wants to run. Now he'll spike it and just clock the game, and that will make it 4th down and 9.
Yeah, it looked like it may have been a miscommunication potentially, because it looked like there was only one receiver out en route, and he was covered pretty well, so there wasn't really no options there. So he kind of just threw the ball in the dirt, canceled the play. Now you got 4th and about 9, so you could go for it because you're within almost the red zone, or you could, if you have a good field goal kicker, you could always try one, but they're probably going to go for it.
Yeah, Hackman's out there, so this will be a 4th down attempt for this Blue Devil offense. Aiden Burke in as the back. Foray on the near side. In motion is Aiden Mickley. Up the middle, they're going to their best guy, Aiden Burke. Did he get it?
It'll be close.
Really, really close. They have him down at the 14, closer to the 15. And just using the eye test, it looks like he's short. Officials have just made the call. Aiden Burke is short. Miller takes over on downs.
Yeah, it looks like on the dive, his knee may have came down before he reached the ball across the 1st down line, so that's where they're going to mark the spot. It'll be just short.
And on 4th down and 9, they go with their best against Miller's best. And that time, the defense for the Falcons wins. And now they take over for their 2nd drive of the day. First one was a punt. They got it into Danville territory, but not very far into it. They ended up punting on 4th down. Here is Noah Lemaster with another carry. He'll get 2 this time. Spot's actually not too generous, so maybe get 2.
Yeah, you can kind of notice they're both running very similar plays, both trying to get the ball outside or inside the tackles. The little bit of difference is you can see Miller is not having as much success creating explosive plays. That's because the outside linebackers are there waiting for those jet sweeps and those outside handoffs.
So they gave him 1, 2nd down and 9. Here's the give. Xander Bice, he had 22 carries last week. That was his 2nd here today, and he is taken back for a loss.
Once again, the Danville outside linebackers, very patient, not chasing, not going collapsing in to try and get a tackle. They're waiting for the play to come to them, and if it does, they're ready to make a play.
Now we see 3rd down and 12 after that loss of 3. 1:45 to go and counting here in the 1st quarter. Still scoreless between Danville and Miller, as here's a little trick play that will not work. Danville was ready for it.
Yeah, they try and fake, roll out like they're going to throw the ball, and they do a little reverse with the running back, but the interior of the Danville defense not fooled, ready to make a play.
And now already we'll see the second punt of the day. Both of them have come from Miller.
Danville will most likely obtain good field position here. The return man lined up inside their own 50.
The punter, Richmond, is lined up right at the 1. Danville, they have a blocked punt so far. High snap. Good catch by Richmond. He does get it off. It is a high one, not very far. Ball hits off of Miller, and it also hits off Wallace. Ball's recovered by the Falcons. The call is a muff, and Miller takes over.
Let's watch this real quick. Oh, that's so close. That's way too close to call. It's a tough job for the refs. You got to go with what you saw, and what you saw is Danville touched the ball, and the ball is on the ground. The hit may have been early, but it's kind of a split-second decision there for the ref.
So first down and 10, and Miller is going to get another crack at it, this time at the 41. And it wasn't like there was a big hit on Wallace. It was just that the defender got there so early that it looked like it hit the back, like his shoulder. Here's first down and 10, and the pass is dropped. Landon Hamilton had a catch earlier. That time it falls through his hands.
Yeah, the ball right where he can get it. Just as he went to turn, he lost control of the ball.
May have been a Blue Devil that was able to get an arm in there and rip it away. So here we go again, second down and 10, 44.2 seconds left in the first on the stopped clock on the incompletion. Two receivers, they've got a tight end in as well to help block. Does not matter. Danville still on this run game. So you muff the punt, give it back to Miller. What's your response? How about that right there on second down?
Yeah, great response from your defense. You get a good stop, force a punt. Your special teams muff a punt. You're like, okay, we'll just come out and do what we've been doing already.
And it looks like Miller is going to let this clock roll out. So that will do it here in this first quarter. Low scoring, in fact, no scoring. In that first, Miller 0, Danville 0 in the Region 27 semifinal. We'll be back live and free on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
And we're back to the second quarter. Jonathan Langdon alongside Brandon Ehrenberg here live and free on the OH Report, whether you're watching with us on Facebook or on YouTube. Let's get you up to speed. So Miller, this is technically their third drive of the day. Their second one ended in a punt where Siren Wallace muffed it, and Miller recovered to give themselves new life. That was third down and 14, and there is an incompletion. So now make it fourth down, and the punt team will come on for a third time today.
Yeah, trying to roll the quarterback out, trying to get him some time and some space to get a throw off, and the pressure from Josh Byers off a linebacker blitz is too much. Has to throw the ball into the dirt, causing another fourth down.
And we knew we would say that name a lot, Josh Byers, because he's one of the best defenders in Division 7, but with the start that he's had, that's been even bigger than maybe we would have expected. He had a big hit on the very first play of the game. That right there, the good pressure to hurry up the quarterback. And here is fourth down. just seconds into the second quarter. Punt is blocked. Caleb Lucas gets a hand on it. It's scooped up by Chris Mosier, and there's the first touchdown of the game.
What a way to answer on special teams. You muff a punt, and the very next punt, you block it and take it to the house.
That was Caleb Lucas's second blocked punt of the season, and that one goes for 6. And if you know Danville football, they're not going for 2, or they're not kicking the extra point. They're going for 2. Hackman will make his way out to the field after his special teams gets it done. So no scoring in the first quarter, and almost immediately the Blue Devils able to get 6 up. 3 backs here on the 2-point conversion. Siren Wallace, he's going to be stopped. So the score will remain 6-0. Danville on a blocked punt recovered by Chris Mosier scores a touchdown. And we've got a game here, folks, in the second quarter on the OH Report.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
So Danville scores the touchdown on a blocked punt. They do not get the 2-point conversion, so we are at a 6-0 game as Caleb Lucas, who got the deflection on the punt by Richmond, is going to kick this off for the Danville Blue Devils. So you stagnate on your first drive, Danville, offensively. Not able to get it on 4th down close to your red zone, but your special teams has your back and gets you the score. And now you get to get a little bit more of a break on the sideline as Miller will take over again offensively after this kickoff. Nice bounce on that kick. It is recovered, though, by LeMaster. He'll take it to the 35. So here we go again. We see the Falcons offense. So we've said it before, Miller, this team, making history with every snap. They've got a big crowd on hand, standing room only, in fact, over there on the Miller side. And they're going to cheer on this team. Regardless of the score, they're down 6. They're still in the game here in the second quarter. Wildcat formation gives LeMaster a run to the outside where he gets 5.
Yeah, just trying to spark something. They've struggled to get the ball going. I think they've had like maybe 1 first down so far this game on a big pass play. Just trying to get something to go, something to spark. And trying to build some momentum to get your offense going.
Got 20 seconds on the play clock here, taking their time, 2nd down. And that's a big thing for them as well. They don't want to give Danville too many opportunities on offense. And with the blocked punt that went against them, that technically helped in that sort of regard, but of course it gave up this tie game as here's LeMaster again on 2nd down, and he will not get much.
Yeah, he just ran that play, got 5 yards off of it, so why not try it again, but Danville's ready for it this time.
So after that, with a gain of 0, we'll see 3rd down and 4 on the 40. Gotta wonder, where is Logan Dowdy? And finally, there he is, making his way out to the field. The quarterback out for those last 2 plays. Here he is on 3rd down. He'll go to the shotgun. Lined up as a receiver is Richmond, and now another timeout's going to have to be called. Almost got a delay of game. So right now, Miller seems flustered, and what do you think's causing that on Danville's defensive side?
Well, it's just their outside linebackers are stopping everything outside, and the middle linebackers are downhill blitzing almost every play. So you're struggling to run the ball inside because the middle linebackers are already downhill filling the holes. You're struggling to run outside because the outside linebackers are waiting patiently for your outside runners to get there. And the most success we've seen is the one big pass play that they've had.
And now you got to think, are they going to go to that again? But this time, of course, Danville, they got to be ready for something like that.
Yeah, the last play, they brought one of their outside linebackers. He's waiting up, and they shifted him to a second safety. So they had two safeties up high, expecting Danville to run the ball to the left and not the right. So they sacrificed their right outside linebacker, move him back as more of a pass defense guy.
Here is third down. There's trips on the far side. And the shotgun is Dowdy, the senior. Goes on a hard count. Takes the snap, throws it near side, and that's incomplete. They've looked for Hamilton now 3 times. He's 1 for 3. And here is another fourth down where we're going to see another punt.
It was a great idea. It was a great spot of where he threw the ball. He threw the ball where only his receiver would have a chance of getting it. Too high for the corner. Just a little bit out of reach for Hamilton.
You also got to think with the trajectory and just where the defender was, it was probably hard for Hamilton to see the football. 4th and 4. This will force a punt in Miller territory. Richmond going to try and get it off quicker this time, and that he does. Another high punt. Wallace will run up on it and muff a second one. This time, though, he dives on it at the 30.
Yeah, if you're Danville, you might want to think about maybe letting those go from here on out. You've had 2 punt returns now that one may have been muffed, may have been early contact, but the second one definitely muffed there, but he's able to fall on it anyways, but maybe think about just letting those go.
Yeah, Richmond right now, the punter for Miller is booting those way up in the air, higher than I think Danville's seen all season. And with the night sky, that could definitely be playing into it. As Hackman now has the play call with 17 seconds left, he'll trot out and get ready for first down and 10. So they've brought in an extra tight end, Justice Tharp, number 85. He'll block on the near side along with Nolan Ridgway, the backup quarterback, also turning into a tight end here as a blocker. They'll go to the left side, and a quick swallow up by the Falcons on first down and 10.
So I've been talking a little bit about the downsides of a 5 front, but here's one of the upsides of a 5 front. They only have 5 offensive linemen, so you're able to take up every single blocker, then it becomes running back and quarterback versus the linebackers. If you're able to blitz well, you can get them home and stop the runner in the backfield, and that's what we saw there.
Yeah, perfect example for this 5 front. And second level, it'll be huge to get some tacklers there if they don't blitz. That's kind of one of the questions I brought up to Coach Scott when I talked to him yesterday. What's going to happen if that 5 front gets beat? And he just basically said, yeah, it's up to our secondary and our linebackers to make big plays. Here's a fumble, and down with it is Noah LeMaster.
Yeah, we mentioned early in the pregame that this Miller team causes a lot of fumbles. The running backs running through the hole with a lot of defenders there, all ripping at the ball. They're able to spring it out. And have fallen on by Miller, getting the ball back again.
And Aiden Burke is no stranger to fumbles as well. He's struggled this year holding on to the football. That's his 6th of the year. So now we see Miller back with the football. This offense for Danville, we've hardly seen today. This is now the 5th drive for Miller.
Best field position they've seen all game.
And they've got the Wildcat again. LeMaster on a draw. He'll go up the middle this time. He's immediately met. Caleb Lucas, the first to get there.
Yeah, the front 3 of Danville has a lot of size and a lot of speed and a lot of strength. Those front 3 defensive linemen are able to get pressure without any help from the linebackers. pretty much have stopped almost everything inside.
8.5 minutes to go.
And if they aren't able to stop it, we got one of the best linebackers in the state just waiting back there.
Yeah, if not in the state, of course, in Division 7. Josh Byers wearing number 0 in blue on your screen. Here's 2nd down and 9. It is a screen pass that is bobbled. The drop by Nick Thompson, the junior. He's coming off a rough week. Last week, 1 catch for -3 yards. So after that drop, 3rd down and 9 is incoming. The Blue Devils, after giving up this field position on the turnover, have a chance to win the ball back and force the 5th punt for this Miller offense.
Play clock is running low.
4 seconds left, and yeah, Coach Scott sees it, and there's the final timeout for the Falcons. Play clock management has been an issue today for the Miller Falcons.
Yeah, they're already out of timeouts. It's still 8:15 to go in the first half. Now, if you remember, they took one right after that first play, so I think these are more composure timeouts. Not really worried about conserving time. More worried about keeping the team in the game, focused. So kind of a different perspective to look at using your timeouts, but still can be very effective if used the right way.
Yeah, and an example that I drew from Coach Scott was where he talked about Xander last week against Steubenville in their first kickoff. He fumbled. And that was sort of something that he was worried was going to get to his head. But Coach Scott said that maybe freshman year Bice would let that get to his head. But last week he shrugged it off and ended up with 200 rushing yards. So as a team, just keeping that composure here for the Falcons is going to be huge. There's 3rd down and 9, and that will get maybe 4th down on the way.
Now, do you try and answer and go for a big play and try and get a 1st down, or just try and pin Danville deep and maybe get another muff punt or another turnover?
Richmond has had some great boots so far. One of them, however, was blocked for a touchdown, and that's our only scoring so far here at Sheridan High School. Heavy pressure from Danville. The 5th punt of the day is nearly blocked. This time it's a liner, and Wallace won't go anywhere near it. And this will bounce perfectly inside the 5.
It looked like it had momentum and was going to roll its way all the way into the end zone for a touchback, but just a random bounce at the very end keeps it from going in. You see right here, bounces back instead of keeps rolling. So they're able to get it about the 3-yard line.
So Miller right now, their offense not clicking, but outside of that blocked punt, that guy right there is number 84, Bobby Richmond. He was an all-MSL honorable mention in the awards given out this week, both for his defense and for his special teams. Here's the first play on offense for Siren Zoom Wallace. To the 30 he goes. The freshman approaching midfield. 2 tacklers approaching. Lemaster, the last one, he will get him down, but a big run for Siren Wallace. Wow. A 72-yard carry for number 12. And you Danville fans remember the last player to wear that jersey number was quite the stud. Well, here might be another one. Of course, talking about Cole DeLotter, graduated last year, led the Danville team that at this point of the season last year was 12-0 or 13-0. Danville 10-2, but they're just as dangerous this year. Second play of the drive, they'll give to Ashton Spalding, who breaks through inside the red zone. And that will move the chains.
Danville basically has no worry at the running back position. Aiden Burke, he may be a senior, but number 12, Karen Wallace, the freshman, very dangerous. Showing it in this game, and he's got 3 more years of high school to go after this season is done. No problem worrying about the running game.
Cy Wallace has gotten involved since week 5 of this season, and in that time he's now up over 600 rushing yards. There's the other option for Danville, Aiden Burke. Fumbled on that last drive. That time he holds on to the football. He's inside the 15. There's your Danville Feed and Supply replay. So now we'll see 2nd down and it looks like 5 or 6 with 5:45 and rolling left here in the 2nd quarter. Danville already with a touchdown lead. This will make it 2 scores. Hackman under center. It's a give. Here goes Josh Byers. He scored last week, and now he'll get close to the 7. And that will be a 1st down, and the sticks will no longer matter here. Now we've seen 3 separate ball carriers in the run game for this Danville team, and we may even see a 4th here on this next play. First down and goal. Hackman in the shotgun. 3 receivers near side. You've got Wallace, Ridgway, and number 14, Levi Foray. 2 tight ends in motion, Lucas and Tharp. Hackman to the left. It's a quarterback keeper. The 4th ball carrier of the drive is the one to score the touchdown. The quarterback, Jacob Hackman.
Great play design. All your blockers on the left side of the field. Big numbers advantage. And I don't even think he gets touched.
Maybe after he already crossed the end zone. But yeah, Jacob Hackman, another rushing touchdown for his season total, and now he's in the shotgun ready to go for 2. Sends Foray in motion. He'll give Cy Wallace. It's close, but he's in there. So they get themselves back to 14 now after that 2-point conversion, and the Blue Devils take command of this one here in the 2nd quarter with 5 minutes to go.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
So Danville will kick off back to Miller after scoring a touchdown with Jacob Hackman, a 7-yard touchdown rush. Let's take a look across the OH report while we can. Columbus Grove up on Mohawk 14-0. Northmore and Ridgewood still in a tie game. Big Walnut with a 6-0 advantage over Ashland. Malvern holds a 1-point lead, 14-13 over Hillsdale. And here's a fumble on the kickoff return here at Sheridan. It is recovered, however, by Miller, and they'll be taken down at the 25, where this drive will start again for this Miller offense that we've seen a lot of here in the first half.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of them. We haven't seen them do much to this point yet. Still trying to find another explosive play to try and break this offense open and get some points on the board.
And a touchdown update that just happened. Northmore up 6-0 on Ridgewood after a touchdown. That's over in Newark, just about 25 minutes away from where we are right now. First down and 10 here at Sheridan as Miller takes over on offense. They'll take this pass close to the 35-yard line. Solid gain for them on the ground. And then also Ontario and Shelby, that's a big one today. 6-6 is the score between those two MOAC rivals.
Probably the best first down play we've seen Miller run so far. A nice explosive run for about 7 yards.
So it'll make it 2nd down and 3 on the 33. See if they can keep that momentum going. They've got trips to the far side. We've seen this formation a few times so far today. They'll go to the left here on a give to Xander Bice, and he is hit hard to a maybe 2-yard gain. So Bice has done a good job breaking the first tackle, but Danville, they've been able to use their strength in numbers to get these guys down on the second contact.
Yeah, it kind of seems like they've went away from having their linebackers go downhill. They're having their linebackers wait more patiently for the running back to break the line of scrimmage and then make the hit.
Yeah, and that's the difference between Miller's defense and Danville's defense right now. And I told you at the pregame that linebackers were probably going to win or lose this game for you, and right now they're winning this for Danville. There's the defensive line showing out with Caleb Lucas. That forces a 4th and 1.
And Danville will take a timeout to try and conserve the clock, knowing they're about to maybe get the ball back unless Miller goes for it here. About 4th and 2, you're down 2 possessions with 3:17 to go in the half.
So that will be 4th and 2 after the loss of 1. So Miller going to talk things over. Likely a punting situation, just considering where you've punted on your last couple of drives. But now you got to start getting a little bit more aggressive.
You're also at a similar spot to where Danville was really aggressive and really went after the punt and got the block. With 4th and about 2, 3:17 to go, down 2 possessions in the playoff football, I say go for this, John.
See if they take your advice from the press box here at Sheridan High School. It looks like
a punt.
Yeah, so Richmond will go back. And this will be the 6th punt for this Miller team. Falcons have struggled in their last couple set of downs. Here they go again. Nobody back to return for Danville, so a free punt. This will roll all the way close to the 30 out of bounds at the 31. Danville's offense has 3 minutes and 9 seconds, and just the way that they've played all season, that just feels like an eternity for them. Remember, this is a team that put up 60 on the number 8 seed last week, Portsmouth Notre Dame.
Yeah, Miller's defense has been able to bend and not break for the most part, other than the one drive. Of course, giving up a touchdown on special teams.
Yeah, and then also the one drive you're talking about, there was a 72-yard run from Siren Wallace. He's in one of the wings here on this formation on the near side. Burke is behind Hackman, who's under center. Foray in motion. They'll toss to him, the senior, with some open space. Jukes out 1 to the 35, 40. Close to midfield is where he'll juke up ahead and get past to the 45 of Miller.
Danville's having this action where they have almost a wing T-esque formation where they have 2 wings. Each one they can send in motion if they choose, and they can either do a toss to that wing, run a play-action play out of it, or fake the toss and hand it off to the running back.
That's an interesting thing about this Danville team. Whenever someone from the outsides talks about the wing T offense, Danville will be quick to correct you and say, this isn't the wing T. We show shades of it, but it's not the wing T. We do so much more than that. Here's Siren Wallace, who will gain 2 yards, getting to the 45-yard line. A couple Danville fans not happy with the way Wallace was brought to the deck. But officials no flag, so now we see a timeout called by Danville, and they'll talk things over with 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, Danville fans not happy. They thought the tackle may have been a little high and around the face mask, but with all the jerseys and people around the tackle, it's kind of hard for the refs to see anything.
Coach Bloom talking to his offense, trying to will them to another score. Just to break down the scoring for them, they had a blocked punt by Caleb Lucas. That was his second of the season. It was recovered by Chris Mosier. He scooped it up and scored to make it 6-0. They didn't get the 2-point conversion. Then a couple drives go by for Miller, and Danville gets the football back on their own 3, mind you. They get a 72-yard rush from Siren Wallace, and then they're able to drive with 3 more ball carriers on that drive to get Jacob Hackman in ultimately on a 7-yard touchdown run, and then the 2-point conversion was converted as well by Cy Wallace. Out of the timeout, here is 2nd down and 8. Pass is complete. There's a good hit by Miller, but also a good catch out there by Wes Payne. So that gets them a few yards. 3rd down and short. 3rd and medium, in fact, with it being marked 5 to the line to gain. So we were told Payne likely wasn't going to play unless it was close, but this is a 2-score game, and we're seeing him right now in motion. Recovering from that concussion he suffered against East Knox in the Devil Dog game. They go to him deep. He almost hauls it in. Blue Devil fans want a flag. You can make the call for yourself. So we're seeing a little bit more from Wesley Payne than we maybe thought was going to be seen today.
Yeah, defender definitely got there early. Probably could have been a pass interference, but not called. But, it was called holding at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so the flag will go on Danville. They'll move back, and Miller will obviously take that yardage. Of course, it'll be 3rd down again, but you like your chances better with a 3rd and 15 than a 4th and 5.
Yeah, Danville's already shown they're willing to go for it on 4th and short, so you'd rather have the extra yardage back than the down.
So here is said 3rd down and 15. Foray back in motion. They'll give it to Cy Wallace instead, and a good open field tackle by Xander Beist. He was on an island, but he was able to bring him down. We'll see it here again thanks to Danville Feed and Supply. That makes it 4th down and 11. Ball's back in Miller territory at the 48.
We likely won't see a play here. We'll likely see the clock get run down as far as Danville can run it down, and then a timeout called.
If it was 4th and short, you may try to get a hard snap, similar to what we saw earlier or in the NFL season last week with the Steelers taking on the Commanders. Able to get them to jump on the snap. That won Pittsburgh the game. But this time on 4th down and 11, no point in that. So we'll see Coach Bloom call that timeout. So that is the last one remaining for both sides. With 54.9 on the clock, a likely punt incoming, and it would be the first one of the day for the Blue Devils, the 7th of the game. What do you make of the strategy so far from Coach Scott, Brandon? Just being a little conservative early in the game and trying to boot the ball away and maybe pin Danville into some poor field position.
Well, in your pregame interview, he mentioned that as long as they can keep it close going into the 4th quarter, he believes that they will have a chance. So I believe that's what he was trying to do there. He's like not being too risky and giving Danville the ball at about the 30-yard line. Take the punt, go into halftime, only down 2 possessions, try and keep the game as close as possible and maybe have some momentum go your way in the second half. And you never know, you could turn this thing around.
So here comes Nolan Ridgway. Backup quarterback for this Danville team. He'll take over next year when Hackman graduates. He had 1 punt last week for 45 yards. Let's see if he can do just as good here. Line drive, that will bounce inside the 20 and roll out inside the 10. So not too bad there from Nolan Ridgway. That will start Miller's likely final drive at around the 9.
Of the half.
Yeah, of the half, of course. See a first down brought to you by the Hangout in Danville. 2-score game. Danville with 2 touchdowns here in the second quarter. It was scoreless at the end of 1. And here comes Logan Dowdy and company. They have no timeouts. They are going to go in a shotgun set with 4 receivers, though.
This is a little risky. You have a good, oh, nice.
We'll go with a jet sweep to Bice. And Bice gained some solid yardage, but the clock will keep rolling with no timeouts. Maybe just trying to get away from their end zone. On the far hash, they are going no huddle, however. 30 seconds left. And in motion, this time LeMaster. He'll take it to the outside, and Byers gets in there and throws him to the turf.
It'll be a first down, so the clock will stop for the chains to get set. So that buys Miller a little bit of time if they want to go for anything. And it looks like they're just going to take the game to the half. Not really hurrying up to the ball, not really looking like they're going to run a play.
Yeah, so under 10 to go. Miller will settle for a 2-score deficit against one of the best teams in Division 7. And the Blue Devils, with a big crowd on their side, have to be excited about how that first half went, specifically the second quarter. A blocked punt scored them their first touchdown, and a 7-yard rush from Jacob Hackman, the quarterback, got them to 14-0 here against Miller in this regional semifinal on the OH Report.
Defending K-Mac champs, play here.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Defending K-MAC champs, play here.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Let's go.
For your halftime show brought to you by Valley ATV. You see the score on your screen right now. Danville with a 14-0 lead. All 14 points coming in the second quarter. 5 seconds into the second, the Blue Devils were able to block a punt by Miller, and they returned it 32 yards for a score. They did not get the 2-point conversion. They would get it on their second touchdown a couple of drives later, where they were ultimately able to get Jacob Hackman into the end zone on a 7-yard rush. Got the 2-point conversion with Cy Wallace. That has us here right now at this score. Want to take a second to thank our sponsors, bringing us here all the way to Thornville, about an hour 15 drive from Danville. For us, up closer to Ashland, about 2 hours. But glad to be here, glad to follow Danville, and it's all thanks to these sponsors. Thank you to the Bottleneck Bar and Grill, our scoreboard sponsor, Valley ATV. Our pregame, halftime, and postgame sponsor are the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation, who we will see later on for our MVP, whether it's for Danville or for Miller, if they're able to come back in this one. Also, Danville Feed and Supply, you've seen their logo on a couple of replays so far. They'll be there to the second half as well. Also, our first down sponsor, the Hangout Bar and Grill in Danville. And then also our commercial sponsors, Knox Community Hospital, Killbuck Savings Bank, and Avita Home Health and Hospice. So Brandon, what's going to bring you into the conversation here? Danville with this 14-0 lead. It came in the second quarter. You liked what you saw out of Miller in the first. What needs to come back from that performance in the first here in the third?
They need to continue what they were doing in the first on defense. So what they were doing was they were playing bend don't break defense. So they're forcing Danville to play long drives, but at the end of drives, giving them tough down and distance on 3rd and 4th down. And Danville, being the aggressive team, has elected to go for it on 4th down multiple times, but Miller was able to get the stops.
So we got a couple of minutes here. Captain's still waiting to meet up the middle. Put a couple of extra minutes on the clock. So we can kind of talk about Danville and just the run they've had this season. And we've seen them the last couple of weeks, how dominant they've been, 114-2, their score against their first 2 opponents. And it could be starting to see that gap start to open here with a 14-0 lead. It's going to be up to Miller. We talked about with Coach Scott that the bend don't break mentality that they have, and they're going to need it here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, especially with Danville getting the ball first to start off the 3rd quarter. Already up 2 possessions. Just going to look to add more points to their lead. We'll see if the Miller defense is able to come out firing like they did in the 1st quarter and the 3rd quarter and try and get their offense back the ball, which they need their offense to get going as well.
Yeah, their offense has struggled to get some first downs here as of late. They had a solid first drive that got them into Danville territory, but they got in around the 48, and they kind of stayed there. They were stagnant after that, forced them into a punt. They've punted 6 times today, so that is something you don't like to see, and one of those punts was blocked for the touchdown. And then Danville, we haven't seen much from their offense, but when we have seen their offense, they've had big play after big play.
Yeah, the 1st quarter they had one really long drive where we thought they might punch it in, but they ended up going for it on 4th and just barely being short. Then we've kind of seen them stall out or turn the ball over a little bit throughout the end of the 1st quarter and some of the 2nd quarter. But when their offense got going, it's been on the explosive plays outside. They get the ball outside to their running backs, which have tons of speed. Like we saw a 72-yard rush from Wallace that set up their one lone offensive touchdown. You're just looking for more of that if you're Danville.
And one more thing I want to quickly bring up is something that you mentioned during the halftime while we were listening to the band. So big plays. Both teams have had them, but it feels like the Blue Devils have been able to capitalize and swing momentum their way more on those plays. We saw Josh Byers, the linebacker, get a big hit on 1st down, and that has led Danville to this 14-0 lead, just that sort of tenacity on the defensive end. But Miller, on the other hand, they got that 4th down stop. They weren't able to do anything with it.
Yeah, and you're referring to the first play of the game. That is what you call a tone setter, Jonathan.
That exactly it is, and after that, and just the momentum they've had here comes the 3rd quarter, and Bobby Richmond will kick this away. Danville with the football, a chance to make it a 3-score lead if they play their cards right. Here to start the 2nd half, Levi Ferre back to return. Take it to the 30 and immediately get hit. Good job by Landon Hamilton to get in there, force him down right at the 30-yard line where the drive will start for the Danville Blue Devils. There's a player down on the field. That's Nolan Ridgway. Hate to see that about 5 yards to the right of where the ball was collected, or where Ferre was taken down, so we'll see a quick injury timeout. Nolan Ridgway, sophomore, the likely successor to Jacob Hackman in the quarterback position next year, and he's been pretty darn good there. He's been also helping out in all sorts of other positions, but specifically at quarterback. He's 6 of 11 this year, 40 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He had one of those touchdowns last week against Notre Dame, so regardless of those stats, of course, with the Blue Devil down, that's what you don't like to see as a Danville fan, and Ridgway will be helped up to his feet. He'll hobble over to the sideline, and just that look right there, hate to see it. So the Blue Devils, their offense will have to shrug that injury off. Hope everything's okay with Ridgway, and here comes the offense led by current quarterback Jacob Hackman. And here we go with the first play from scrimmage in half number 2. The senior under center fumbles the snap, and this could go to Miller. It's dove on and it's collected. This is going to be close. Who got it? Silence as we await the signal. And it looks like Danville got it. Somehow the Blue Devils were able to dive in there and get the football. So they avoid disaster on their first play. And now we've got 2nd down and 14. 15.
Yeah, it just looked like a misread of the exchange from the center to the quarterback there. It looked like Hackman never really got control of the ball, and then a guard pulled right into him, and that knocked the ball free. And then everybody was just a mad scramble to try and jump on it, and somehow Danville was able to get on top of it.
You saw in that replay brought to you by Danville Feed and Supply, Siren Wallace was able to do just enough to keep it away from the Miller defense. Here's Caleb Lucas, his first completion of the day. Gets them back to the original line of scrimmage here for 3rd down and long.
This is what you're wanting if you're Miller. You weren't able to get the turnover you wanted, but you set up the Danville offense with 3rd and long. So now get a stop here, keep it from 4th and short. You'll probably be getting the ball back.
It's 15 seconds on the play clock as Danville now breaks the huddle. Byers will go out in the slot as a receiver, not somewhere you see him very often. 4 receivers on this play. 3rd down, they'll send Foray in motion to the near side. He'll get a running start. Hackman rolls out to his left, looking down the field. He throws. There is Josh Byers, and he makes the catch.
Looks like a deep out there. He goes about 10 yards, gets to the 1st down marker, then immediately cuts towards the outside of the field. He knows his quarterback's rolling. His quarterback's going to be looking on that sideline, finds a pocket in the defense, and is able to get open.
And there you see a blocking fullback turning into a wide receiver. And he makes the big play to send Danville to the 45. New set of downs as Lucas is in motion to the near side with 6 on that line. Byers was one of them. He'll now break out as another receiver down the field looking for Aiden Mickley. Hackman cannot connect with him. So we'll see 2nd down this time.
Yeah, just let him a little bit too much, but also out of the reach of the defender as well.
So Byers, after a couple of big plays, just a lot of plays where he was supposed to run really far, now he'll take his well-deserved break. To the sideline he goes, and in for him. Looks like it's Ashton Spalding who's in on the line to the right tackle's right. Foray again in motion. Here goes Aiden Burke. He fumbled in the first half. He will hold on to it here and get past midfield.
Yeah, good downhill rush right up the center. The blitzing linebacker gets picked up, and he's able to kind of run to where that linebacker came from. And then Miller's able to get the stop for about 3rd and 4.
See if Danville can capitalize here. 3rd and short. They're in Falcon Field. Lucas in motion. He's got 1 catch today. He'll roll out and get a 2nd as well. He's able to hold on, gets past Hamilton, who just flat out missed his tackle. And Lucas, with his 2nd catch of the day on the 2nd catch of the drive, gets a 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like Hamilton was going for more of a hit on the ball rather than trying to make a play on the player. So it's kind of what you call a shoulder tackle, and that's not going to do it against Danville's big tight end.
Yeah, one of the biggest guys, probably the biggest guy in frame on this team. And it's so great for Danville to have him not only as a defensive weapon on one of the edges, but able to bring him in on a couple of offensive plays and rely on him to make some catches and get some yards after. He'll be back in on the far side with the right tackle. Also out there, Chris Mosier scored his first career touchdown last week. It won't go his way. Lucas will get his 3rd catch, and he is quickly thrown down by 3 Miller Falcons. Looks like there was no gain at all on that pass, so 2nd down and 10 Under 9 minutes to go in the third. Solid drive here from Danville, running some clock down. About 3 minutes into this drive in game time. Two receivers, watch out. Far side, Carson Proper is one-on-one. It'll be a run instead. Misdirection. Saw Siren Wallace score on this sort of play last week. This time he's brought down, but it's still a first down.
Yeah, great carry. He's sitting there as a wing. They fake the inside handoff. They fake the sweep outside and give a little inside handoff to him as a reverse. Able to get the first down. Great play design.
Keep the chains moving, and it's slow and methodical right now from Danville. Could there be a big play coming, however? Kind of conditioning the defense. Here is Foray back in motion with the two-wing set. Hackman, down the field he goes. He might have Siren Wallace. He missed him. Went back shoulder, went a little bit too far.
Yeah, he went on an out and up route, wide open, just a little bit. The ball was placed outside, and Wallace was going for more of an inside route there. Just a little miscommunication on how they want that play to get run between the receiver and the quarterback.
So after that miscue, we'll have another second down, 10 yards to go, and ball is on the 24-yard line of Miller. Danville looking to make it a 3-score lead on their first drive of the half. Here goes Aiden Burke up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, and he's close to that first down line, and it looks like he has it.
Yeah, you've been showing them the pass the last couple plays, and you just run the ball up the middle. Back to your bread and butter, running the ball. Get a nice 10 yards on the play, set up first and 10 from about the 14.
Under 8 minutes now on the clock. Hackman has his play. 12 seconds left on the game clock. 7:50 and counting. 14-0 Danville. Threatening to put another on the board. Here's a long toss to Cy Wallace in space. Hesitation move is able to get him a couple of yards. And wow, Miller trying to get in there and punch away the ball. And some Danville players did not like that. That was Maddox Bolliard, who tried to rip it away, and Danville not too appreciative of that move. You'll see it right here. Throwing haymakers. We didn't see a flag thrown immediately, but there is one on the field right now.
It looked like he was trying to punch the ball out, but just the distance between him and the actual ball carrier.
How do you feel about this call? Let's see what it is first. Picking it up. You agree with that?
I would agree with that. He's going for the ball. He's not trying to punch anybody. He's trying to make a play for his team, trying to get the ball out. It's playoff football. You can't call that penalty.
And that would have gave Danville half the distance to the goal. And instead, it's 2nd down and 9. 3 receivers all to the near side. In motion go Tharp and Byers. Hackman receives the snap. He's running from the get-go. He may have another in him. This time he stopped short, however. Looks like he's down at the 2. So what does Danville do in response? They get a first down.
They get a first down and set up another potential touchdown.
So Jacob Hackman almost got in again. He's got 6 touchdowns in the playoffs. His one earlier today was his first on the ground. Wonder if they'll go to him again. They've got Burke in. He's always a good option in these areas. There goes Byers in motion. He'll take the snap. They did this with Ashton Spalding last week, and this time it's Byers.
Just a little Kansas City Chiefs play right there. Travis Kelce comes in and takes the snap.
Clearly, Danville is not afraid to show the playbook, even some of the plays that they've already called in the postseason, and it works a second time. Danville 20, Miller nothing. Number 1 seed starting to break away from the Falcons. Here's the 2-point try. A lot of blockers on the left side. Will they go that way? It's a flip, reverse. Zyron Wallace has one to beat, jukes him out. He's close to the end zone, and he pushes himself in. Blue Devils are loving it. And that will make it 22-0. We'll be back live and free on the OH Report.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Danville puts themselves on the board yet again. It's a 3rd touchdown for the day, and it was from Josh Byers. He ran up under center and squeezed it in from a yard out. Got the touchdown. Here's a short kick by Danville, and good heads-up play by Hamilton to recover and just go down right towards midfield. So you got to like that starting field position for Miller. Hangout first down as we see the Falcons trot back out with their offense. An offense that struggled, to say the least, there in that first half, and now sitting on the sideline for the last 5.5 minutes. They've got to put something together and get themselves back in this game. Logan Dowdy in the shotgun, 3 receivers. You're on 1st and 10, and a flag thrown. Looks like a false start. And that it is. So nightmare start to your offense here in the second half. We'll see if you can catch it. And yep. One of the easiest false start calls that official will have all season. So now it's 1st down and 15. Here's the give to Xander Bice. Bice in space, able to get past Byers. That's the big one to get past if you're this Miller offense. If you can get past 0 and blue, you got to like your chances getting a little further.
Yeah, you just recovered your penalty yardage and got another 3-yard gain off of that. So instead of 1st and 15, it is now 2nd and about 7.
Yeah, so the first team all-MSL running back gets themselves 8 yards there on 1st down and 10, or 1st down and 15. Here's 2nd and 7 on the Danville 48. Just one play into the drive after that short kick by Caleb Lucas that the Falcons were able to recover. This run, however, will go for no gains, and it just feels like 2nd downs. That's where the problem's been for Miller. They've kind of been conservative with their play calling and haven't been able to get good yards on 2nd downs.
Yeah, now down 3 possessions, you got to start opening up your playbook a little bit more. Put the ball in the air, take some risks, try and get back in the game.
Coach Scott told us that if they want to have success against Danville, they got to be comfortable throwing the football, and you got to think that a pass may be coming here soon. Here it is down the field, wide open, and it's hauled in. Touchdown, Miller, Nick Thompson.
Wide open, running up the sideline. great speed. It looked like looked like Danville was running a cover 2. The corner kind of stayed with him when he was still short. The safety was supposed to come over, but it never really happened.
Able to get past the secondary of Danville, and it was Bryson Burke, the freshman, who's starting to get some playing time for this Blue Devil defense that loses an assignment. Thompson able to sneak in from behind and get 6 for this Miller team, who now is on the board against Danville. That is the first touchdown on the defensive side given up here in the playoffs by the Blue Devils. Here's the 2-point try, and Dowdy will just go down and give himself up. Caleb Lucas in with the sack. But still, 6 on the board for the Falcons. A good response for them after giving up a touchdown to Danville on their first drive of the second half. We'll see how this goes with 5:42 left in the third quarter, coming back here on the OH Report.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
(22-6) the score. Miller just scored a touchdown on a long passing play from the quarterback Dowdy to the receiver, the junior, Nick Thompson, who we talked about earlier, who has struggled as of late. Last week, just 1 catch, -3 yards. He dropped his first target today, and after that one, pretty much right to the breadbasket. He was able to catch it and run the rest of the way and get 6. They didn't get the 2-point conversion, however, so it is 22-6 as now we see Bobby Richmond with another kick today. He's used his leg quite a bit. As Ferre will return for the second time. And Ferre will just dive to the ground. Didn't like what he saw, 32-yard line. Here come the Blue Devil offense. So in that first drive for Danville, a couple of moments ago, we saw Caleb Lucas get involved. He got 3 catches on that drive. Saw Josh Byers lining up at receiver, something we don't see very often from Danville. And he also took a snap under center from the 1-yard line and pushed it in for the touchdown. So a lot of interesting play calls from Danville, but that's the special thing about Coach Bloom. He's not afraid to change things up and really confuse defenses, and that's what has really helped them get big leads so far this season. Here's our first play of this drive. Trips to the top, but it will be a give to Aiden Boom Burke. He booms past the defensive line, shifts to the outside, and gets a solid gain.
Yeah, like we said earlier in the game, that's one of the scary things about a 5 front. You get to the running back, you're not able to make the play, then he has a lot of open field before he sees another defender.
So able to get past that 5 front. Goes around, 2nd down and 2 after that 8-yard gain with just about 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Thanks for joining us live and free on the OH Report, whether on Facebook or on YouTube. Jonathan Langdon alongside Brandon Ehrenberg. Our camera operator today is Jacob Gessner. Bobbled give here to Levi Ferre, and he's got pretty much nowhere to go. There's a flag in the backfield, 2, in fact. He may have been able to get back to the line, but this flag may take them back. Danville already getting back to where they're going to be here. They knew it was on them. So good job there by Miller to get the stop, and also this helps them a lot too, that even though they did get the stop, it won't count in the scheme of things because it is now 2nd down and 12. Two receivers for the Blue Devils. Tharp, the tight end, moves to the far side of the offensive line. High snap. Here is Siren Wallace. Wallace had a 72-yard rush in the first half. He may be going for 6 this time. He breaks it all the way to the far side, 1 to beat. They'll get there, but Siren Wallace is in.
And guess how many yards he goes for again? 72-yard touchdown run, taking that from the 28 all the way to the end zone.
The freshman showing out yet again. You just got zoomed, Miller. I've seen the signs out on the crowd. And Danville's up 28-6. Third quarter, back and forth here a little bit. Danville with the touchdown on their first drive, and then Miller quickly strikes, and now Danville back on the board. Here goes the 2-point try. Hackman fakes the give. He easily has Caleb Lucas for 2. (30-6), Danville on top.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
This Danville Blue Devil offense was held to 0 points at the end of the first quarter. It was their special teams that had to help them get going. You knew they weren't going to be at bay for long, and since then we've now got 30 on the board for the Blue Devils. And Miller, they did score that touchdown on their last drive. They'll have another chance to do so here after the kickoff from Caleb Lucas. Blue Devils in command. Here's the kick. Low bouncer up the middle, and this will be recovered by Miller. And they'll take it for a pretty solid return to the 40-yard line. That was the touchdown score for Miller earlier. Nick Thompson. So the Falcons have seen success every time they've thrown the football. I believe they're 2 for 3. They got a touchdown, if I'm keeping track correctly. Pretty efficient for them through the air. Are they going to keep going to that, or are they going to try and run and just keep Danville guessing in that sort of case? And even though they haven't been able to get too many yards running the football, they're going to have to run a little bit to keep Danville thinking they're going to keep going with that. Xander Bice, the junior, runs for 5. So, yeah, that pass game could help open up this run a little bit, Brandon.
Oh, yeah, definitely, especially with how Danville is playing it now that they've seen a big pass play. One of their outside linebacker is pretty much staying back as a second safety, playing almost a cover 2, maybe a cover 4, depending on how they want to play their corners. But, yeah, so Danville's playing a little bit more conservative on defense with a pretty sizable lead, so just trying not to get beat over top. They know their defense has been pretty sound against the run, so they're more worried about the pass right now.
Danville, when I went to their practice on Wednesday, they like 2 high safeties, but they don't take them too deep. They're about 10 yards deep right now, and it's because of Xander Bice. First down, and he pushes for more.
Yeah, with Danville moving a second safety back, that takes one man out of the box, and sometimes that's all it takes to make a difference for a run game to get going. With one less guy in the box to stop you, it means you have more blockers to take up more people. So oftentimes, once you see that 2 high safety look, it's really good offense to run the ball there. So they're reading the defense pretty well here on this drive.
After that set of downs, they've got a new one. 1st and 10 on the 39 of Danville. They'll give it back to Bice. This time he's eaten up Aiden Burke. We call him Boom Burke for his offense, but that time the defense shows out in number 22. You're going to see him come out of nowhere on your screen.
So we kind of mentioned how early in the game, Danville kind of called off the dogs, letting the linebackers be more patient, having them wait a little bit more. But not on that play. They sent the dogs right down the line. Seek and destroy is what that was right there.
Blue Devils continue to show out with their linebacking core. The second level has been strong today. Here comes Burke again on a blitz, but this time Miller's able to break away. Rolls out to the right. Pass is deflected away. Good job by Cy Wallace. Burke was ready for another handoff, and it looked like Dowdy kind of retreated from that. Tried to play something down the field, and good job by the secondary.
Yeah, Wallace cut in front of the receiver there. Could have almost had a pick there, but still got the deflection, able to disrupt the pass.
So this will make it 3rd down and 11. So Falcons had some good momentum early in this drive. It's now been squandered by 2 big plays by the 2 running backs for Danville's offense that are now making big plays on defense. And now we see a timeout called by Coach Scott. Saw a couple of those in the first half where it was kind of just running out of time on the play clock, wasting some timeouts. They ran out of timeouts halfway through the second quarter, but this time they've done a little better just with 2 minutes left in the third. That's their first one called. So Miller, after those 2 big plays, what do you think is the talk right now in their huddle?
Still composure, definitely still preaching composure. Trying to keep the team's head in the game, trying to convince them that we're still in this. We can still make a comeback. We still got a whole quarter and 2 minutes to go. Make a play here on offense. Probably eventually got to start trying onside kicks to get more possessions. But yeah, just trying to encourage your players, trying to make another explosive play like how we saw on their last drive. Similar situation, it was 3rd and very long, and they got a big play for a touchdown. So probably try and emulate that same type of play.
Well, here they go, 3rd down and 11. Ball in the Danville 40, throw down the field. They were looking for Dorsey. Falls right through his hands, and we'll see a 4th and long. Punt team incoming. Here's your second look, brought to you by Danville Feed and Supply. That's someone they haven't gotten going yet either. Bryce Dorsey, 2nd team all Mid-State League. I think that's the first time I've said his name today.
Nah, you got to go for this. Yep, they'll be going for this. 4th and 11. Dowdy staying on the field. I like this move.
Yeah, they had Dowdy out on the field, or excuse me, they had Richmond out on the field. That's their punter. He's gone off now, and now we see a flag thrown in the secondary.
Yeah, that'll be a delay of game penalty. Didn't get the play off before the play clock expired.
And yeah, I know it's 4th and 16, but do you still go for it?
At this point, yeah, you gotta still go for it.
It's tough. You don't want to go for it on 4th and 16, but yeah, you're right. In this point, you kind of have to. 4 receiver look. Miller, they had a pass touchdown on their last drive. Do they have something still in the bag? They go to Dorsey up the middle, but he's beaten up. This is close. Dorsey was stopped dead in his tracks, but he was
give it
just,
to him.
Wow. Yeah, 1st down. Good job by Miller, just able to get enough. So there, Dorsey gets a nice gain. Got to give credit, though, to Danville. Bryson Burke, the freshman, almost stopped him short. But that second effort from Dorsey got the 1st down. Big conversion on 4th and 16 gives the Falcons a new set of downs on the 29 of Danville. Here they go. Man in motion, it's LeMaster. Pump fake, screen play, complete to Thompson. Evades a couple tacklers. Good job, though, by Byers to make it out there.
Yeah, able to evade the first tackle, then Byers comes. Good rep. Way to take him down. Good play, both sides. Good play design, trying to get the ball on the perimeter for the offense, but good tackle by the defense.
Passes a gain of 3. 15 seconds on the play clock. Got to hurry up. It's been a consistent issue here today for Miller, just not being able to get set up in time. 6 seconds left. 2 seconds, they get it off. Rolling immediately to the right. Here goes Dowdy down the field. He has him in. It's complete, and it will also be a first down. In on the tackle, Carson Proper.
Yeah, starting to get some success in the pass game. Like we said, they've had more success in the pass than the run because Danville's been preparing for the run. They know that Miller's going to run the ball. Miller doesn't show pass that often, but so far in this game, it has been effective.
Game and play clock are pretty much neck and neck. But it looks like they're still going to take a snap here, and that they will do. Bice trying to break to the outside. Lucas tugs his jersey, slows him down a little bit, but Bice still gets a gain. Goes right into the fence over there. Big hit. He goes out of bounds, so we'll see one final play, it looks like, here in the third quarter. Foray and Mosier got in there to send him out.
His ribs are probably hurting a little bit after that.
Yeah. Hard into the fence. He'll stay in the game, though. There's 2nd down and 7. Dowdy rolls to the right. Can they get a touchdown to end the quarter? Oh, and it was almost intercepted. Nolan Ridgway. He was down. He was injured on the first play of the third quarter. He's back in the game, and he almost got a pick.
Still limping a little bit, still feeling the pain a little bit, but it's playoff football.
Got to be out there. Saw that with, of course, Wesley Payne, who went out with concussion against East Knox week 10. Here he is, week 13. .8 to go in the third. 1 second left, and Logan Dowdy doesn't know the play. A blunder from the senior forces another timeout. So that is now 2 timeouts.
This is where the inexperience and the pressure is starting to show just a little bit for a team not as experienced in playoff football.
And this is a big moment in the game, too. You're down 4 scores, 30-6. It's 24, 3 scores. So you're down 3 scores. Regardless, this is a big situation. You're in your red zone, getting close to the end of the third quarter. You need something here. Send yourself into the fourth feeling good. Wildcat formation. This won't get you to the end zone. It will get you some yards, though, and close to the first down marker as well. So that will help. We'll see 4th down and 1 when we come back here on the OH Report. That's the end of the third quarter. 30-6 the score between Danville and Miller.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results. More than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
So we switch sides on the OH report. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and Miller threatening to score another touchdown. This would be 2 consecutive drives where they find themselves with 6. Trying to get within 2 scores of Danville right now. However, this is 4th down and 1 on the 6. LeMaster, is he there? Looks like he's not. Danville makes the stand. And guess who was through first? Josh Byers.
No surprise there.
So Danville gets the stop. There is a player down on the field. This quarterback for Miller checking in on the injured player, and hate to see this. That's Bobby Richmond. I know it's Xander Bice, running back for this team. That is a big loss as he hobbles to the sideline. Not only on the offensive side, but he's one of the key linebackers defensively too, as we see the Blue Devils take over with the football. We'll keep an eye on him over on the sideline, but he is still struggling over there. First play of the fourth quarter was a turnover for Miller in their own red zone. And now here goes Cy Wallace. Almost has the ball yanked away from him, but he's able to swing himself forward for a first down. MVP today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Siren Wallace, just a freshman here, showing out in the biggest game of his career so far, a regional semifinal. Wallace will remain in the game to the right hip of Hackman. Lucas in motion to Siren's side. It's a pass. Hackman, plenty of time. He has a wide open Chris Mosier. He'll stiff arm one out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Miller.
There is a flag at about the first down marker. We'll see what the call is.
A late one at that. Danville's going back to where they started, so they don't feel good about this call. Personal foul on Danville. And offsetting, so we'll redo the down.
So wipe out that big pass play and we'll oh, never mind. Are they? They're going to keep the result of the play. Normally on an offsetting penalty situation, the play would be canceled unless the penalties were after the play, which is what I'm assuming the case is because they are advancing the ball.
And correct me if I'm wrong, this placement is selling Mosier short. I thought he got to the 40.
Yeah, he definitely got to about the 40 or 39-yard line.
Well, they've got him at the 43. Here's a reverse play. They go to Mosier first, and now Mickley in open space. His lead blocker's the quarterback. To the 20 goes the sophomore. He's shoved out at the 16. Just showing the bag of tricks at this point.
Yeah, you got a quarterback who can run the ball, a quarterback who can throw the ball. And why not? Let's throw him out there to block for his receiver.
A lead blocker at that.
Sweep.
Hackman surely a do-it-all guy, and he's playing for his career right now. Senior, leading a group mostly of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. You got Burke in there and then a couple of offensive linemen, also seniors. 1 second on the play clock. They just get this off. Hackman throws down the field. They were looking for Mosier. Good job by, good news for Falcon fans, Xander Bice, who is back in, gets the pass deflection. It's another case of this is a playoff game. You got to stay in. He's limping still over there, but you're not going to take him out of this game. After the breakup, 2nd and 10. In the red zone, the Blue Devils. On the 13-yard line, here's 2nd down. Hackman gives. Boom, Burke inside the 5. Chains will be nullified. Clock will run close to 10.5 minutes here for 1st down and goal at the 2. In the shotgun, Aiden Burke in a wildcat formation. Lined up as a receiver is Hackman. Burke will run it in himself. And there is the exclamation point here in the regional semifinal. That will make it 36-6.
And with the 30-point lead, that puts us in a running clock scenario.
Of course, it will start on Miller's drive. Clock won't run between scores. But you are correct. Running clock here. It looks like it is running for this 2-point conversion. But after this conversion, it'll stop for the kickoff. Now we see a timeout by Danville. Talk things over for this 2-point try. So Danville scoreless in the first quarter. They did not let that shake them at all. Since that point, 36-6 sits the score now in the 4th. Danville scored first. They had a 14-0 lead at the half. They scored to make it 22-0. Then the Falcons were able to put one on the board and make it 22-6, but then after that point, it has been a 14-0 run with a 2-point try still to go. Here's a 2-point try. Look at that line here for this play. Hackman play action. 3 players in the end zone. They'll find Lucas. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Impressive play by Caleb Lucas, who's gotten himself quite involved today. That score, his second 2-point try of the night, makes it 38-6. Blue Devils cruising to their 3rd straight playoff win this season.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Let's take one final look across the OH report before we wrap things up in a running clock situation now here at Sheridan High School as Danville's up 36-8. Fellow KMAC team, Northmore, they are up 21-7 over Ridgewood, looking like they are going to secure themselves a spot in a regional final. Also, Columbus Grove up over Mohawk in a 35-13 game. Shelby up over Ontario 40-28 is the score there. That ball will bounce here into the end zone for a touchback. So run that clock now. 9:15 to go and counting. Ashland down to Big Walnut, scores 28-10. And then finally for us, Hillsdale up 9 over Malvern, 37-28. So it looks like, Brandon, in our area, we've got Northmore looking like they're going to advance. Mohawk, their season's going to end today. Danville, so the two KMAC teams remaining, they will remain in. And then Shelby taking down Ontario if that score holds, and Hillsdale sneaking past Malvern. So that's 4 teams that we will likely have live streams for next week. So the OH report is going to stay busy.
Stay busy in football and get ready for basketball.
100%. December. Mark your calendars. Winter sports are just around the corner. Not just basketball, though, but wrestling, too. A couple of these football guys are going to get ready for wrestling. Another carry for the Falcons as they look to try and get another score on the board. That was Hamilton with the carry.
That'll be a legal shift on Miller. 2-man in motion.
So that nullifies the play, and the clock will continue to run. 8 minutes left. So the Blue Devils right now, with this win over Miller, they would either take on Conneton Valley or Beaver Eastern. Just looking at records, that likely opponent would be Beaver Eastern if they're able to get past Conneton Valley. Sweep to LeMaster. To the far side he goes, a couple yards. This is now 2nd down and 12. I'm looking up that score for Beaver Eastern and Conneton Valley. But here at Sheridan, here's 2nd down and 12, 7 minutes to go. Looking back to pass over the secondary. There's a tug on Levi Ferre. They'll see that. Flag is thrown.
Yeah, that penalty was clear as day. Jersey completely getting tugged. He started to clear some distance between himself and the DB, and Ferre with the clear grab of the jersey.
So up the field goes Miller. Of course, high school, it's just a 15-yard penalty. So at the 32, they'll take this over with 6.5 minutes left on the running clock. Over at Heath is where Eastern and Conneton Valley are fighting it out. There's an incompletion down the field. They were looking for Greg Erasnick, the junior. Score is 21 for Beaver Eastern, and then the Rockets, Conneton Valley, 16. So it looks like it's going to be close there towards the end, but right now Beaver Eastern holding the advantage, and they would improve themselves to 12-1, I believe, and take on this Danville Blue Devil team. Or they may even still be undefeated. Lemaster another sweep, second down and long, and that will get a few. So Danville in this defense, it's been their calling card this season, and we've seen why. Josh Byers has been great. Caleb Lucas has disrupted some of the running game as well from the defensive line, and it just feels like right now on the defensive side, you could even say it offensively as well, Brandon, but this is the best they've looked all year, and this is exactly when you want to look this good.
Yeah, when you're already in the third round of the playoffs and your defense has been this dominant and your offense is exploding how it is, you got to be excited for what's coming in the future.
Richmond will come in as a back. Byers a free run at the quarterback, quick throw, and it's dropped. Thompson not able to haul it in. That will make it 4th and 6. So that drop forces a 4th down, and it looks like the punt team's coming on. So if didn't see any signs of Miller kind of caving in, this is your sign right here. No attempt to go for it on 4th down, so Miller will punt this back to Danville. This is the 7th punt for the Falcons today. It's been rough going. Looks like this one will stop right at the 20, and it does. Far side hash, it'll be picked up by Tucker Morgan. See who trots out on the field here for Danville on what will likely be the final drive. It looks like it will still be Hackman's team. And that it will be. I wonder if Nolan Ridgway didn't go down earlier in the game, if he would get a couple of reps here at quarterback, but just trying to keep him safe, keep Hackman going.
Well, Hackman's night is mostly done. All he has to do is hand the ball off and take a couple snaps.
And just give it to that guy. Siren Wallace.
This will put him over 200 yards, John.
Well over 200 yards. He breaks another tackle, and he's inside the 5.
The ball started at the 10. He gets to about the 20. He gets to about the 3, so nearly an 80-yard rush. About a 77-yard rush there, on top of 2 72-yard rushes already in this game. This freshman is an animal.
And you just got to think, what's he going to look like in 3 years? I know that Miller's not excited about that. I know that Beaver Eastern, who they could play next week, is not excited about seeing freshman Siren, but think about sophomore, junior, senior. Blue Devils could score yet again. In a running clock. Here's the give again to Wallace, and he waltzes in. 44-6.
And you reward the back that got you all the way down there. Great way to finish off the drive.
So he's got 2 touchdowns today. If they would have rewarded him on his first 72-yard rush, he probably would have 3, but they went with Hackman on the rush instead. Here's another 2-point try. They've gone to Lucas the last 2 times on these. Let's see if they make it a hat trick. Foray in motion, and this time, no, it's Ashton Spalding. So the junior will get himself in for 2. It is now a 40-point game.
Just on his 3 big rushes alone, Jonathan, 221 yards.
I'm excited to see what the totals are. Might go see if I can find a stat guy and get the exact number, but yes, big day for Siren Wallace. And it's been coming. This is obviously a career high. Just a freshman. You'd expect it to be his career high. But if you've been watching Danville football these last couple of weeks, this is same old Siren. He hasn't had very much volume the first 2 weeks just because the games have been lopsided. They've given it to Burke a little bit more. And even Burke last week only had 5 carries. The week before he only had 4. So they've been able to keep these guys somewhat rested. And you got to like where you're at going into a regional final, whether it's against Connaughton Valley or Beaver Eastern. I'm sure Danville doesn't even care about that right now. We're going to celebrate this win. You drove an hour, 15 minutes to get here in what was, in all things considered, a home game for Miller. And you're still able to put a thumping on the Falcons. Another kickoff for Lucas, and this one's high up in the air, and that will hit the end zone for a touchback. There's a late flag thrown, so what was a great kick ends in some laundry on the field.
It looked to be a little bit of frustration coming out from Miller on that kickoff there. Just a unnecessary block way after the whistle. With the running clock and how slow this call has been, this will probably be the last play if they even get this off.
So Miller takes over. They won't have a chance to score. Now the clock will stop, though, and a timeout called by Miller. So they want to leave
with the final play.
With a play, exactly. Danville will take this one 46-6, but you got to salute the Miller Falcons. What a year. First 2 playoff wins in school history. And talking to a couple community members, this is one of the best teams they've ever seen in their high school, regardless of the sport. Going 10-2, falling just short of an MSL title. This will set a new standard for this program, and it's awesome to see a team like this see some success, especially how young they are. They've got a senior quarterback, but outside of that, most of their pieces are coming back. Final snap of the day. Bodie Dorsey was in at quarterback. Here is a give, and now a flag will delay this end. He gave it to Jaden Kellar, who got a couple of yards. Here's the flag.
3.5 seconds to go.
Most Danville fans making their way to the exit. Miller is out of timeout, so even if they did want to try and get another play, once this official whistle is blown, clock will roll and they won't get it off. And that will do it. The Danville Blue Devils, well-traveled today with their fan base, will take it 46-6. A 40-point win, and they have clinched themselves a berth into the regional championship next week. That will be against either Beaver Eastern or Connaughton Valley. Thanks for joining us on the OH Report. We'll have the postgame show up next with your MVP, Siren Wallace, and also a guest appearance from head coach Matt Bloom.
Defending K-MAC champs, play here.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go harder, put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hear them cheer. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hear them cheer. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. Ruthless, ruthless. Give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless.
Time now for your Ohio Suicide Prevention Player of the Game. We've got Siren Wallace to my left, Coach Bloom to the right. Thanks for joining us both upstairs here. Just talk about this win. We'll start with Coach. So 46-6, you go scoreless in the first quarter, but you're able to bounce back. Your special teams kind of helped you out there, get your offense going. So how did you feel overall about the execution today?
Yeah, obviously in the first quarter, had some big plays negated by some penalties, so we've got to be better in that department. But obviously really happy with the way our guys responded after halftime. We've kind of been a second half team this year, so to be able to, have some of those explosive plays and, be able to score 46 points and hold them under 10, those are always goals that we want. And so just really happy for our players and on to week 14.
I know you like to talk about the whole team, but I'll just go ahead and just rattle off a couple interesting stats. So, well, not stats, but Caleb Lucas gets a second blocked punt, both in the postseason.
Yeah.
So big from him. Josh Byers started you guys off with that big hit, and I think that set the precedent. And then you also got this guy over to my left who 3 70-plus yard rushes. So you have so many different guys, all class levels, I would say, freshman to senior, buying in and getting some big plays for you. How luxurious is that for you?
I'm going to start with this kid. Had a muff punt there in the first half, and I told him at halftime, I said, don't get down on yourself. Let's go make some plays here in the second half and open it up, and that's exactly what he did. He's a heck of a kid. He's worked his tail off since January to get to this point. Really proud to be able to coach him. He's very respectful. He does everything we tell him to do. He's one of our team leaders even as a freshman, so I'm really happy that he can have this type of performance, and obviously we're going to continue to build off of it as long as we can play football.
All right, and now let's go ahead and take it over to Siren. So we were just talking to you last week with your guy, Aiden. So we bring you back here, 3 70-plus yard rushes, and I feel like, I know you didn't think of that in your mind, but now that I'm telling you that, what emotion does that bring out of you?
I mean, I'm just grateful to be able to have a performance like that, but it couldn't have been done without the O-line opening up the gaps and just making that happen, really.
Yeah, for sure. Defensively as well, this team was able to get some stops. You do give up your first touchdown in the playoffs, but still, how did you feel about execution on the defensive end?
I was happy with everything that we did on defense. We shut down the run game pretty well, and we made a couple mistakes in the pass game, but you bounce back and just forget about it and move on to the next play.
This is a freshman, ladies and gentlemen, and he's already media trained, so congrats to both of you guys. We'll start with Siren, so any shout-outs you want to give?
I want to shout out my family, always supporting me. Shout out my girlfriend for making the trip down here, and shout out to Coach Bloom and just the O-line today.
Coach Bloom?
I want to shout out my wife. Best coach's wife I could ever ask for. She's one of the reasons I'm here, so love her to death.
All right, thanks for joining us here. We'll come back for some post-game coverage, and these are your MVPs brought to you by the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Coverage from Sheridan High School. Solid hosts here today and able to keep our stream up for you on Facebook and YouTube. 46-6 Danville with a big win. Running clock there in the fourth quarter. It just seemed like as the game got on, they got more and more comfortable. Offensively, they struggled in the beginning. Special teams gives them the boost they need, and they break away to this 40-point win.
Yeah, they struggled a bit in the first quarter, not able to get much going. But then once they got that blocked punt, all momentum just went to Danville and stayed there. And the MVP of the game, Cy Wallace, just on those 3 carries alone, over 220 rushing yards.
Yeah, and it's can't be stated enough that that's a freshman that we're talking about right there, and he's going to be here for a long time for this Danville team. Also got to talk about some of the other pieces. Josh Byers, Caleb Lucas, gave them both shout-outs while we were talking with Coach Bloom. Also, Aiden Burke, he had a solid game as well running the football. Just trying to keep that diversity going from your ball carriers. Siren, who can run all over you. And then also Aiden Burke that can kind of just put his shoulder down and go right into you a couple of times. So This Danville team is clicking. We've talked about so many of their pieces. Jacob Hackman's another guy that we have yet to talk to, even though he's had a fantastic 3 weeks under the helm at quarterback. And then I'm trying to think of some others that we can shout out. Also, we talked about Josh Byers on defense. And then Ashton Spalding getting himself involved a little bit. Some of the receivers. Also, welcome back Wes Payne. That's a big thing for them as well, if he's going to be able to go full go next week, whether they play Eastern or Conneton Valley. So exciting stuff for Danville. They're now 11-2, and got to love the road ahead for them.
Yeah, especially you said Payne was kind of a if we need him scenario today, and he has a whole another week to prepare for another game, potentially able to play for the entire game next week. The run game's already explosive. Their pass game looked pretty good. Adding him back to the fold, really explosive. It'll be really fun.
And he'll be in the rest of the way as long as they keep on winning. 8-game win streak from Danville. That will do it for us here at Sheridan. So thank you so much to our sponsors. Rolling through your screen one final time, and we will see you next week wherever the Danville Blue Devils take us next. We'll see you next time on the OH Report.